Now we go with Hank L. I think I've seen your portfolio before. Hank Blue says, "Hi Ave, good to be here again. I've updated my portfolio with some new projects. Recently, I've tried to find a job with this and no luck so far. I guess I'll be learning some Maya animation skills for a better chance. Some pep talk and critique will help nicely. Let's take a look." Oh yeah, I remember yours. I really like this WoW head. I think I've mentioned this one before. The problem with this one, or one of the things that I mentioned, is I don't think... Did you do the full retopology and everything? Take a look at the wireframe. Yeah, it's fine. Definitely too dense on the cloak. Like, it seems like you didn't do retopology for the cloak. You probably just got this from Marvelous. The wolf head is fine. I like this one. This one had quite a bit of style, so it's another bad one. But this is a new one, Venomous Bartender. Okay, interesting. The lighting is not really helping us too much, to be honest. The character concept is nice, but I feel like this composition is not really helping us. The construction is fine. I like it. Definitely on the fantasy side of things. Oh, love the hand. Great job on the hand. Okay, we're wasting a little bit too much space here. Like, all of the straps, we can straighten them up. Have I shown you guys that that tool? Let me show you that tool, guys. Give me one. Yeah, the concept is really cool. This one's it's a really nice concept. It's the rendering. I think the rendering is not really helping to sell the concept, and it's because it's, again, very noisy, right? One thing that you can do, guys, here. So if you bring your image to any software, any image editing software, if you bring your image to any of the softwares, and then you go to filter, blur, and you blur it like heavily, right? If you cannot tell what's going on, like if it's too noisy everywhere, that's a sign that you need to simplify some of your elements, right? So simplifying, for instance, this rock element right here, or simplifying the cabinets on the back, or maybe making an opening, right? Like, imagine there's no bottles on this side of the area, right? Maybe there's just like a frame or something. We have bottles here, but no bottles over there. That's going to frame the character a little bit better, and it's going to be a lot easier to really understand what's going on. So yeah, values is another thing. We've shown this one before. So if we just go color and if we desaturate the whole thing and it looks very noisy, or everything is like, values are very similar, you're gonna have an issue there. But in this case, I knew that the values were right. Like, I do see a nice contrast in the values of the character. It's the noise overall. Like there's too much stuff going on with the rock and with the bottles that's not really letting us appreciate the character as we should. Okay, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Anyway, this one, we need better presentation, and we need better wireframes, because that's not super optimized. And the materials look a little bit too flat, I would say. Yeah, it's the materials on this one, my friend. It just looks very plasticky, right? Like, it's just not looking nice. Presentation is what we're missing. And in terms of the wireframe, I do think this is a little bit too... It takes a lot of like, it's just in way too many polygons. Like, this is not game ready, because we can simplify this so much. I was gonna say Costco pizza for dinner. Oh man, that would be great. I have a Costco like literally 5 minutes from where I am, but it's always packed. Like, there's always so many people. But oh man, a pizza would be great. But I already had pizza like a couple of days ago, so we cannot have pizza 2 times in a week. What would you say about the method of filling the gaps you mentioned in UV maps while also keeping the tensile density consistent? Yeah, it's always a trade-off, right, Beetlejuice? It's always a trade-off of where you want to optimize your UVs and where you want to sort of like keep them simple. This is what I was gonna say. So a very common thing when doing models, for instance, like a barrel, right? Especially with the straps of the barrel. I wish I should have like a barrel there, so I could just grab it a lot quicker. Let's say we're doing like a very quick barrel, right? I'm gonna bevel this guys right here, give them a little bit more curvature. And then I'm gonna extract, or I'm just gonna add like an edge loop here, and I'm gonna extract this as one of the metal bands, right? So I'm gonna say edit mesh and then duplicate, and then we're gonna extrude this thing out, and then we're probably gonna extrude this thing in a little bit, and I'm gonna bevel the borders, right? And very common sort of like poly modeling techniques that we do. Segments, small fraction. This will be the like a basic construction of a nice barrel. And then let's smooth that. So mesh and smooth. So that's gonna give us the loop. If we want to save a little bit of space, of course, we can delete the interfaces because we're never gonna see them. That's gonna save us a little bit of texel density or texel resolution space. There we go. So here's the problem. If we do UVs for this thing, we do UV and we do a camera-based projection, and then I'm just gonna do a cut on one of the backlines. There we go. When we unfold this, which is a very common thing that we do, this tends to happen, right? It's not very obvious on this one, but can you guys see how this thing is a little bit curved, right? There's a little bit of curvature to it. So the problem is, if we have multiple of these guys, for whatever reason, let's imagine we have 4 of them, and we unfold them, and then we lay them out, we are wasting a little bit of space on this area. Again, it's not super noticeable because the curvature is not as intense, but you probably have seen where you have this really intense curvatures on your UVs. And what we need to do here is we need to straighten these UVs. So I'm gonna go into edge, select this edge right here, go to the align and snap, or sorry, go to the unfold options, and I'm gonna straighten shell first. See that? So that just changed the shell so that it's very, very straight. And once the shell is very straight, now I can use this straighten UVs option, and it should give me a very clean distribution of the actual shell. Hopefully Maya doesn't freaking crash. There you go. So as you can see now, our shell is way, way straighter. And the cool thing is I can do this on all of the elements, right? So I'm gonna grab this edge, first straighten the shell, grab this edge, first straighten the shell, grab this edge, straighten the shell, and once all of those shells are straightened, then we straighten the UVs. Because if you try to straighten the UVs first, sometimes you get like a very weird distortion on the borders of the character or the UV island. So by doing this, one of the things that we're gonna ensure is that now our UVs are super, super straight, and we're gonna be able to pack them really, really close. It's very, very important when we do this, for instance, with ropes or with belts or with all of these elements. All of these structures should be as straight as possible so that we save as much of the UV space as we can, right? Look at how tightly packed those elements are right there. So now, if we were to texture these elements, we're going to have a way, way nicer effect. Does that make sense? Oh yeah, I'm definitely excited about the new... Let's see what they do, Casey. I hope they do something nice with the Retopo and UV tools. I'm mainly interested about Retopo because I do prefer to have UVs with like Resom or something like that, but hopefully it's going to be a good one. Manu Meg says, also straightening helps prevent the UV islands from deforming when creating LODs. That's right. Yeah, it keeps everything very, very, very nice and tight. So that's what I would try to do here with your Hank. Right? So if you take a look at your UVs, you have a lot of islands like this one's right here that could be straightened. A lot of this ones right here, and if you straighten those, you might be able to pack multiple of these guys into a single slot, and that way all of these empty spaces on the UVs, we can like minimize or simplify the amount of effects that we have right there. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, Hank, you are on the right track, man. I think you would benefit from the presentation workshop that we have, so check that one out if you haven't already. Remember, guys, that one's free, so if you're learning about how to present your work, you definitely want to check this one out. The portfolio presentation workshop. It's a 2-hour workshop. You can apply this to Marmoset, you can apply this to Blender, you can apply this to Maya, like any rendering engine that you use, you can apply the principles that we see right here, and your stuff is going to look a little bit better. So I think you would benefit from that one on this one right here on the gun. And if you want to do characters, which seems like that's your main focus, I would definitely try to do a more traditional character, my friend, like a female character or like a male character, because you have a lot of like constructs and hard surface and this creature, but we're not seeing like actual anatomy except for this like statues that you did right here. So another full pipeline, full character, it's probably going to be the best for you.